Right now at 10, Republicans and Governor Evers strike a deal on the state budget as multiple amendments continue to be tabled. And another historic ruling from Wisconsin Supreme Court, a century-old ban struck down. Plus, a fire ravages a home in Pickwick.
WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off tonight. A quick moving fire near Pickwick. The house is a total loss. The flames breaking out on County Road 7. 6 trucks from around the area were on the scene battling the blaze.
The biggest issue we have out in the countryside out here in rural America is when a fire starts like this, they don't necessarily get noticed. They aren't seen. Everybody's off to work and whatever else. When it's finally noticed, oftentimes it's too late.
Right now, no word on a cause. The Wisconsin Supreme Court struck down a centuries-old abortion ban today, citing newer state laws. The court's liberal majority ruled 4-3 to void the 1849 law that made abortion a felony, except for the mother. Although the ban was unenforced after Roe v. Wade in 1973, some argued it was reactivated when Roe was overturned in 2022. The court ruled the ban can't be enforced due to conflicting newer laws. Here's what Planned Parenthood and a pro-family group said about the decision.
Providers and patients alike have that confirmation that they need to be able to seek the care that they need when they need it, and for providers to be able to provide that care and do their jobs.
Abortion has been a huge issue for them politically, and we're really unfortunate that they've taken their personal preferences on abortion and made that the law of the land here in our state.
Right now, elective abortions remain legal in Wisconsin up to 20 weeks of pregnancy. Well, it was a hot one today, and Greg, we're going to have a good amount of sunny days ahead with a slight chance of rain on 4th of July, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's going to get warmer from here on out, but the bigger story is going to be the humidity that's going to be increasing. But we still have storms, too, that she mentioned. We had some this evening outside of the area, but we have that chance going forward, too. But it's going to be the mugginess that really is going to be the big difference. But there's your storms that we had this evening. That little bit of line actually produced some damage out there, some 1-inch size hail, quarter-size hail, and some gusty winds, too. Since has dissipated all the activity to the north and east of Eau Claire, that is also beginning to dissipate as the sun begins to set. Bigger picture is those are the 2 areas that are actually going to be the focus a little bit tomorrow. That front to the north is going to slide southwest a little bit, and that boundary to the west is also going to be an area we're going to have to keep watch on for some thunderstorms later in the afternoon, probably closer to sunset. For the rest of the night, should be fairly quiet. Temperatures back into the 60s, pretty seasonable, maybe a little bit above average for most areas, but it should be quiet conditions too. Now, it should be sunny skies or partly cloudy skies in the morning. It will be quiet at both locations, getting back up to 85 degrees. Same for Eau Claire. Should be plenty of sunshine out there. A few clouds, but it will remain quiet at 85 with a little bit more humidity going forward too. Now, the sparkler forecast is getting a little better for at least precipitation wise. Unfortunately, I'll show what it may not feel that great. We'll explain that coming up a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Greg. Prosecutors will seek a harsher penalty for the woman accused of killing baby Angel. Jennifer Bakel is accused in the death of a newborn baby in 2011. DNA evidence suggested the baby was Bakel's. Filings with the Winona County Court show the state will seek a more severe sentence if she's convicted. She's currently free on a $20,000 bond. The Toma Health Community Foundation is helping keep families together in Monroe County. Officials announced a donation to Families First of Monroe County, an agency that reunites families separated by Child Protective Services. The foundation funds parent reunification classes for families working to get back together. Families First is part of Monroe County's Reunification Task Force, a group of agencies that develop strategies to reunite separated families.
So I think parenting really as a practice has a lot of room for growth in terms of being a communal kind of practice. So we're hoping to build community and build a supportive network for parents in general, whether they were struggling or whether they're not.
Officials say children who experience family separation often face lifelong challenges, making reunification support critical for their well-being. Well, Riverfest is officially open in La Crosse. There's music, food vendors, a beer garden, and more. The yearly summer festival started in 1983. It kicked off today with the traditional flag raising at Riverside Park. Also on hand, the Commodores and their first mates.
There's just such great tradition and so much to do, not only here in the music area, music and food and beverage area, but the kids area too. Our kids are already excited to check out the train going around, the bounce houses, there's magicians and a hypnotist here, so much to do.
The fest runs until Saturday. Riverfest buttons are now available for just $15 at Citizens Bank and Quick Trip. They give you free access to the fest. Yesterday was Ben Barton's first official day as superintendent of Onalaska School District. Barton previously served as superintendent for Caledonia and Princeton Public Schools in Minnesota, as well as principal at La Crescent Middle School. Today we talked to him about the plans for the future of the district.
Working together for high levels of learnings for all, right? That's our mission. You start with that end in mind. We work together to build an effective team that utilizes best practices in what we do. And then we create a game plan and we implement that game plan.
Barton said the position is a dream opportunity for him and his family. Well, the DNR is offering up safety tips ahead of the 4th of July weekend, specifically camping in the hot weather.
Make those necessary arrangements to have water, stay hydrated, protect yourself from the sun, and just be aware of your surroundings and the weather because things can change quickly and at this time of year.
Pedretti says most campsites are booked up by now, but check the DNR website for cancellations. Families in the West Salem area got an up-close look at the Hazel Brown Light Library today, thanks to a visit from Bruce the Bug Guy. Bruce the Bug Guy offers different live shows with the goal of making science fun, one bug at a time.
Basically, I like to engage the audience in my show, so I bring an assortment of different live bugs. They're all specially chosen because they're large, they're slow, they're durable, and they're fairly easy to keep under control.
This is his second visit to the library. Nerf Battle Royale made a return today at Myrick Park in La Crosse. From 5:30 to 6:30 today, participants enjoyed an outdoor showdown with team and solo battle modes. Hosted by La Crosse Public Library, the event at the main shelter provided all equipment for a fun-filled hour.
So it's really cool to see the dynamics when kids get into things like this. They're staying active, we're outside. It's a really fun time for everybody.
Future events can be found on the La Crosse Public Library's website. Coming up, how Wisconsin Republicans are nearing a deal on a state budget with Governor Evers, plus a verdict in the sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs, how much time he could serve, and the music mogul's reaction in court when we come back.
4th of July savings are going on right now at Home Furniture. Buy more, save more with up to $500 in instant rebates. Get this sofa for just $8.99 or this dining set for $11.99 after rebate. Hurry in for 4th of July savings at Home Furniture.
It's not very often a fella gets to offer the best products in the marketplace at a price lower than most others. When I look at this beautiful showroom, when I consider the quality of our products and the team of 80 exceptional professionals, we should be higher priced, but we're not. If you have any doubts for your next home improvement project, you should contact the Board Store today. It's not all the sales and discounts, it's the bottom line that counts, and you'll get no better bottom line than at the Board Store Home Improvements.
It's time to find great summer values at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We have everything you need to get out and celebrate the season at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like 20-pound bags of Blaine's brand wild bird food. Rewards members get 2 for $12. 60-inch plastic pools, just $17.99. All American flags are on sale, 15% off. Plus, now through Sunday, we're thanking all first responders and healthcare workers with an extra 10% off their entire purchase. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Celebrate in style during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts. Save up to $500 on porch and patio with instant rebates. This Vista Wheaton 5-piece set is now just $11.99. Buy more, save more during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Police in Wisconsin say nearly 24 people have been indicted in a multi-million-dollar interstate luxury car theft ring. Police say the high-end vehicles were stolen from homes and the Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. Police say after they were outfitted with counterfeit VIN numbers and fake titles, the cars were sold for cash throughout the U.S. The proceeds from the illegal sales were funneled through phony LLCs before being used to purchase real estate to launder the money. Wisconsin Republicans are on the verge of sending a state budget to Governor Evers. Republicans and Evers struck a deal on a budget, including the second largest tax cut in state history and funding for child care and K-12 education. Assembly Republicans can pass it without Democratic support, but Democrats are needed to pass it in the Senate. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos says he's proud of the deal and thanked the governor's office for working with the GOP caucus.
It really took both sides to come to the table, listen to the other, and try to be able to put our differences aside and focus on what brings us together. There are easy wins in this budget, no matter what part of the state you live in.
Democratic legislators say the deal is not perfect, but it's better than where talks were a few weeks ago. Reporters today asked the Assembly Minority Leader whether voting no is disrespectful to the governor and senators who negotiated the bill.
We are in a better place, and we appreciate that work, but we were not at the table in this negotiation, and I am not going to give my vote to a budget that doesn't meet the needs of my community.
Lawmakers are rushing to get the budget signed before President Trump's bill passes. Wisconsin's budget would raise the amount of money they get from the federal government to cover hospital costs. But if Trump's bill passes first, Wisconsin can't do that, which lawmakers believe could force rural hospitals to close. Right now, the state budget is still up for debate as multiple amendments continue to be tabled tonight. Well, the jury reached a verdict in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial, clearing the hip-hop mogul of the most serious charges. Bradley Blackburn has the story from the courthouse.
Family members were greeted with cheers outside the courthouse minutes after Sean Diddy Combs heard the jury's verdict. The hip-hop mogul was found not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. He was found guilty of arranging transportation to engage in prostitution. Despite the convictions for prostitution charges, the defense team declared Wednesday's verdict a win.
Today's a great victory. It's a great victory for Sean Combs. It's a great victory for the jury system.
I talked to Sean. He's thankful, he's relieved, and he thanks the jurors.
Combs' defense team argued the music mogul should be released on a $1 million bond as he awaits sentencing. But the judge denied bail, saying Combs' attorneys failed to demonstrate that he poses no danger to any person. Combs will remain in custody until his sentencing hearing on October 3rd. Even cleared of the most serious charges, the conviction on the 2 prostitution counts still carries up to 10 years behind bars. Legal analysts say Wednesday's verdict was a blow to the prosecution.
This is just a huge loss for them. They went out on a limb, and the jury, saw it the way the defense saw it.
Prosecutors tried to convince the jury Combs was the leader of a criminal enterprise, one that forced women into abusive sex acts during drug-fueled parties he called freak-offs. Combs' attorneys argued the freak-offs were consensual and accused the prosecution of putting Combs on trial for his lifestyle. As the verdict was read, Combs pumped his fist in the air, then dropped to his knees in prayer. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Well, we now know who's buying Pope Leo's childhood home. The small 2-story home is in Dolton, 20 miles south of Chicago. The town's village board voting unanimously to buy it. The Pope's family bought the house in 1949, paying a $42 monthly mortgage. We'll have more news ahead, but first...
Yeah, we have some storms here for tomorrow and tomorrow night, but it's going to be a warm and very muggy 4th of July. We'll break down if any precipitation you'll see for the fireworks and what it looks like for the weekend. That all coming up on the First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. Save up to $1,000 on select mattresses. Plus, you can snooze now and pay later with 0% interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Shop in store and online today. Only at Ashley.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
At Sealands Carpetland, you know we have a huge flooring selection, but we offer tiles for more than just your floors. Looking to update your kitchen backsplash? We've got you covered. Remodeling your bathroom shower or walls? We got that too. With the wide variety of colors, shapes, and sizes, you'll find exactly what you need to bring your dream space to life. At Sealands Carpetland, where our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
And now, during the Chevy 4th of July sales event, qualified buyers can get 0% financing plus an additional $1,000 bonus cash. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
Ashley's July 4th weekend deals are here. Now through Monday, shop incredible doorbusters starting at just $3.99 or save up to 25% off your entire purchase. Plus, no interest for 60 months with no down payment. Only at Ashley.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Roads turned into rivers in Baltimore this week. Storms brought heavy downpours in Maryland as Baltimore City was left with flash flooding. Crews are working quickly to restore power to over 4,000 customers dealing with outages in the area. Now let's send it over to Greg for our 4th of July forecast.
Yeah, I think the big story going forward is the humidity levels are really going to ramp all the way up to Saturday. And then we do have storm chances right now. The good news is Friday night looks good. I don't think any storms. The problem is Saturday, and we still don't have the details to work out, but that could impact also Saturday night. But we do have more humidity. You'll start noticing it tomorrow a little bit. We do have the thunderstorms in the afternoon. The chances and coverage, I think, might be a little higher than we saw for Wednesday evening, and this continue overnight as kind of this boundary or warm front, you could call it really, lifts all the way north of the area. And that sets up the stage for a very warm, muggy air mass that'll be here on the 4th. But dry, as I mentioned, too, and then we'll start seeing that change in the air mass come Sunday into Monday. So really, overall, this pattern continues. All these systems are kind of riding over up to the Dakotas and diving south. We're right on the edge here where these waves come through and a boundary. So as you go through tomorrow evening, we're going to see all this activity start to blossom up and develop, and that's where we're going to see it late evening, probably even overnight as it begins to lift north. Now, by the time we get to Friday morning, this cloud cover and precipitation will start lifting north of the area, and then we're dry, as you can notice right there. But that front doesn't really get into the area, not until maybe Saturday evening, Saturday morning, excuse me. Even Saturday morning, too, as you notice, it's still back to the west. So we might wake up with Saturday morning being dry, too, at the moment. That could change, but for right now, it does look that way. Overall, for tomorrow, it's going to be fairly quiet until about 2 to 3 p.m. and then you start seeing that boundary up to north is going to sink a little bit south, and then you're going to see scattered showers and a few storms develop just along I-94 or east. The other area to watch is northeast Iowa, southeast Minnesota. That'll be more later, but you'll expect to see some development there also as we get towards the nighttime right there, a little bit of activity. Overnight, this whole thing's going to lift north, so I think the better shot for thunderstorms may come Thursday night as that thing lifts north. Now, we do have a severe risk. We saw some of that already today outside of the area, but that is a possibility with you get some of these storms that pop up. Very small storms, but they could be potentially severe. So we'll have to track that out towards the evening and overnight hours. Tomorrow's highs could see a few 90s. The humidity will start increasing, so it's going to feel a little bit more uncomfortable. That storms late afternoon or evening. And then Friday, we look at the July 4th, upper 80s, low 90s, definitely warm, muggy conditions, but dry. And dry conditions will likely stay all the way to Friday night. Unfortunately, it is going to be muggy as we go. Look at these temperatures at 8 to 10 p.m. for Eau Claire. You're barely getting down to 84 at 10 p.m. That doesn't count the humidity levels, which the heat index will be a little bit warmer. As you see, La Crosse, very similar, but dry conditions and muggy. And speaking of the heat and see, as we go to the afternoon hours, right there we're 96, 97. By 5 p.m., we're kind of peaking about 96, 97. But look at what it is at about 7 p.m. We're still in the low to mid 90s. As the sun sets, we're still upper 80s, low 90s. So definitely stay hydrated out there, even during the evening hours, even when it's dark. It's going to be fairly muggy conditions, and that's a story really for going forward. We'll kind of detail how the storms will handle Saturday. There's a lot of questions on what's going to go on, but it does look like people will get wet Saturday and Saturday night at some point, and then much cooler and much less humidity comes back for Sunday and early next week with back in the low 80s, upper 70s. So that will be a nice refreshing change. But for the moment, stay hydrated for the next several days, and then keep your eye on Saturday, and we'll kind of time that out as we get closer to the day.
Yeah, hopefully that percentage will go down, though.
We'll see.
Just a bit, at least. All right, thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, highlights from the Brewers' doubleheader against the Mets. Plus, the U.S. men's national team looking to lock up a spot in the Gold Cup final on Sunday. Jacob is next.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Starting now, celebrate quality and comfort with the Made in America sale at Wesco Home. Shop trusted American brands like Smith Brothers, Lazy Boy, England, Best, Door County, and Superior Furniture, all at unbeatable prices. Right now, save on all in-stock pieces made with quality you can feel. Don't see the perfect item in stock? Save up to 30% on custom orders. Built to last, made to order, crafted with pride in the USA. Your home, your style, your savings, your Wesco. Tell them Peyton sent you.
I have been working at Firefighters Credit Union for over 20 years and been in the mortgage business for 30 years. We get a lot of people that like to shop around, and I encourage people to shop around for mortgages. And the one thing that you hear over and over is that we're for real. What they hear on the commercials is what they see when they come and see any of our employees. All these things together are what make Firefighters Credit Union the team you can trust.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Red, white, and new. It's time to refresh your space for less at the King Furniture Pre-4th of July Savings Event. Save up to 50% on an entire room of beautiful new furniture. Living rooms, bedrooms, dining, you name it. Find mattress closeout deals on overstocked inventory and special factory closeout Lazy Boy recliners at prices too good to sit out. Plus, when you trade in your old furniture, get a discount on new. We'll even deliver and haul away for free. It's the King Furniture Pre-4th of July Savings Event going on now.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Enjoy Monday's 3-2-1 special. $3 off pizza, $2 off pasta, and $1 off our mouth-watering burgers. Plus $6 house margaritas. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, today marked the first meeting for the Brewers with the team that ended their season in heartbreaking fashion a season ago. Milwaukee and New York playing 2 today because of rain yesterday. And how about the start for the Crew in Game 1? Second pitch of the game, Sal Frelick gets a fastball right down Broadway and cranks it deep and gone to put the away side on top. Mets would take the lead, but then in the 6th inning, Bryce Terang jumps on the first pitch from Reed Garrett, who just entered the game. That one rattles around in the corner and left, and Christian Yelich scores easily from first to tie things up at 2. Later in the frame, bases loaded for Joey Ortiz, and the Brewers shortstop crushes one into the seats in left field for his first career grand slam. Gotta feel good for him, as he was just 1 for 15 this season with the bases loaded. Then how about the game for this guy, Isaac Collins, just a triple shy of the cycle. Brewers take game 1, 7-2. Jacob Misiorowski throwing in the nightcap, and it was a welcome to the majors outing for him today. He surrenders a 2-out grand slam to Brandon Nimmo in the second. Then the very next batter is going to be Francisco Lindor, and the newly named All-Star starter also leaving the yard. That solo shot makes it 5-0 Mets. Milwaukee would get to a 3-run game, but then Lindor providing some insurance with a double down the line. Cruz splits the twin bill with New York. And earlier today, Pat Murphy telling reporters that Brandon Woodruff is expected to make his season debut against the Marlins this coming Sunday in Miami, the same place he pitched last in his last MLB game 648 days ago. Woodruff had shoulder surgery on October 13th, 2023, then tweaked his ankle and got a liner back at his elbow in recent rehab starts. Twins trying to snap a 3-game losing streak tonight. First inning, runners on first and third for Brooks Lee. He does the job, lifting one to right center. That is deep enough to make it 1-0 Twins. But then Miami gets a blast off the bat of Kyle Stowers in the bottom of the second inning to square things up once again. Minnesota would jump back out in front, though, in the fourth. Carlos Correa shooting one past the shortstop. Twins bullpen throws up nothing but zeros from there, and Minnesota goes on to win by 1. Steam at the Shipyard taking on the Honeybees tonight. Lacrosse fans treated to plenty of offense. First inning before an out even recorded. Grace Frechette drives in a couple. The Steam led 4-0 after 1. Then in the second, the floodgates open thanks to this. It's a grand slam off the bat of Rachel Morai. That makes it 10-0 Steam, and the bats would not slow down from there. Callie Janik rips one down the third base line. Steam led this one 15-0 after 3. They're going to win by 11 in 5 innings. Loggers are still in search of their first win in the second half of the season after falling to Duluth in back-to-back nights. Good thing for lacrosse, though, they are already in the Northwoods League playoffs. While he thought he might be getting paid this offseason, it's been nothing but trouble for Malik Beasley so far. The former Bucks guard first being investigated for sports betting allegations, and then news dropped yesterday that he's being sued by his former marketing agency for a breach of contract where he failed to pay back a $650,000 advance. His contract talks with the Pistons have been put on pause. And the United States taking on Guatemala in the Gold Cup semifinals, 4th minute of the game. Match here, the shot is saved, but Diego Luna there for the rebound, and the Americans strike quickly, and he was fantastic for the U.S. today, as less than 15 minutes later, he's got some space, gets by a defender, and rips a shot that's going to find the back of the net. Guatemala would get a score late, but the Americans hold on, and they will play in the Gold Cup final on Sunday. It looks like it's going to be against Mexico potentially. They're up 2-0 on Honduras at last check, but we'll see how that one goes. That's a big rivalry, so that's going to be a big crowd in Houston.
In Houston at NRG Stadium,
packed, so.
I'll have to see if my friends are going. Now, does this tournament determine who goes to the World Cup?
No, I think both are going to be already in the World Cup. U.S. definitely because they're hosting, but this is just a kind of a bragging rights and rivalry, big rivalry.
Okay, cool.
A bunch of teams that are kind of in this area of the world. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Good to know.
Yep.
All right, more news right after this.
Up to 60% off list at the Holiday Deals Week at Slumberland Furniture. Check out our new Lazy Boy Freedom to Choose sale. 6 select recliners, just $4.99 each. Get an Ashley sofa for just $3.49. The Holiday Deals Week at Slumberland.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
The 30% solar tax credit could end in 2025. If you want to install solar on your residential or commercial property and receive this tax credit, call 608-780-2347 to get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy today.
We're really excited about our new hearing aids that came out. They're called Vitality. They have artificial intelligence, and people have really been hearing better in background noise with them. They're also a lot more clear.
And you can also control it with your phone. So if you want to get more technical, you can make your own adjustments on your phone.
Just set and forget, they will adapt on their own, or you do have the ability to customize it more for your personal preferences and environments as well.
So stop by the Better Hearing Center and find out more about the new Vitality.
Up to 60% off list at Slumberland. Get this limited time deal, a Sealy Queen mattress starting at just $299. No one sells Sealy for less. Plus our 365-night sleep guarantee at Slumberland.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A meteorite known as the last piece of Mars on Earth will go up for auction later this month. The 54-pound meteorite is one of 400 Martian meteorites ever found on Earth. The rock size is what makes it so unique, since most Martian meteorites found are just small fragments. Composition analysis shows the rock was most likely blasted into space off of Mars's surface due to asteroid impact. The meteorite is expected to sell for up to $4 million. That is a pretty penny for that rock. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
July savings are going on right now at Home Furniture. Buy more, save more with up to $500 in instant rebates. Get this sofa for just $8.99 or this dining set for $11.99 after rebate. Hurry in for 4th of July savings at Home Furniture.
You're thinking about new windows and doors. I've been thinking about new windows and doors for over 40 years. You're thinking about the best window at the best price. I'm thinking about the best window at the best price for you. The best quality, installed by professional installers at a fair price. If you're planning new windows and doors, you owe it to yourself to contact the Board Store Home Improvements for a prompt free estimate. You'll be glad you did. Contact us today.
Save big at Hy-Vee during the Red, White, and Barbecue sale, Wednesday through Sunday. Our special recipe brats, 4 for $5. Get free Oscar Mayer hot dogs when you buy 8 ground beef patties. Watermelon, just $3.98. Pepsi 6-packs, just $2.50 each when you buy 4. Save on Frito-Lay snacks, pork shoulder roast, Bush's beans, 24 packs of water, plus other great deals on Pepsi and Coke. In-store and online, Wednesday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
We're fired up for the 4th at Fleet Farm with deals that'll help you celebrate in style. Save $200 on a Traeger Woodridge pellet grill. On sale now for $699.99. Stay hydrated with 8 packs of Gatorade, 2 for $15. And get 1-gallon 4-packs of Liquid Pool Shock for just $14.99. Get ready for Independence Day with these specials and more at your local Fleet Farm. And check out all the items in our weekly ad, backed by our best price guarantee at fleetfarm.com.
Jolivet Family Farms homegrown goodness. Stop by today for some homegrown raspberries available in the market. Check for availability. Come see all that we have. Kohlrabi, onions, baby red potatoes, carrots, popcorn, and so much more. Find distinctive crafts and decor. Take home some cookies, breads, bars, or pies from our homemade bakery. There is no substitute for homegrown freshness. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
You trust me?
Hands up! Coast Guard is hitting every asset they have.
If there's something down there, we'll find it.
Just how bad are these guys?
Run you over with a bulldozer bad.
This is our case.
Ready to roll. Aren't you glad you trusted me?
Get after it! Saturday night on News 8.
Celebrate in style during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts. Save up to $500 on porch and patio with instant rebates. This Vista Wheaton 5-piece set is now just $11.99. Buy more, save more during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
All right, it's going to be more humid. We do have those storms out there in the afternoon and evening, and some could be strong or even severe. Some areas in northeast Iowa had a little bit of damage going on with some of these storms. So they're small, but they could be fairly strong. It is going to be warm and humid, dry Friday night. Definitely stay hydrated. There will be rain on Saturday. It just depends on timing. We'll kind of time that out as we get closer to the event. But definitely going to be warm and muggy, so stay hydrated outside.
All right, we sure will. All right, thanks for joining us tonight at 10. We'll see you tomorrow.